Morning,
Hello.
morning. Hello.
Morning. How's it going?
Yeah, all good. How are you?
Yeah, all right. Flustered.
I know you're flustered.
Yeah.
So James is about to fly to Ibiza, and you've stopped on the way to the train station in the office so that you can record this.
That's. Oh, in fact, hang on. I've just realised my mic isn't very near. Yeah, that's the commitment that I
Yeah,
make to this podcast.
just dedicated to the craft.
Yeah. Exactly. The craft of mediocrity.
Yeah. Well, we do have some adoring fans. Some people actually love this pod.
True, actually. Well, some people might be generous. We know of one person. Who
At least one person
Yeah.
who isn't related to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jack if you're listening.
I think we might have shouted out Jack before,
Oh, really? God,
which just kind of exposes, exposes the fact that we only have one fan. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for dropping in, mate. Are you looking forward to Ibiza?
Yeah, it's going to be a working trip. So
Yeah.
it's it's not I won't be partying, you know.
Well, you should do a bit of partying. What's the point in going anywhere?
You know, I'm going to Ibiza twice this summer, and on both occasions it's a work-related thing, and I will not be partying on either of them. So
We'll do some partying. So one of them, I'm going to one of them.
yeah,
And we'll do some partying.
we have
at least until like 9 p.m. or something.
yeah. I was going to say that's in my comfort zone. If I don't
Yeah.
get my 9 hours these days, I'm cranky.
Well, you and I went to Bristol, and you know how I feel about sleep. So
Yeah,
we're go
big
on.
night out in Bristol.
We did have a big night, and went beyond 9 p.m. I'm pretty sure we got to about 10.
Yeah, nearly got to 10. Yeah. 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 But, you know, I'm old enough now where I'm like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
I feel a bit relieved.
Yeah, and like you have the next day, and you feel good the next
exactly.
day.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. So we went to Bristol. We spent a day or an afternoon on a pirate ship. It wasn't actually a pirate ship. It was just an old ship, right?
Well, yeah. It was
Yeah.
a reconstruction as well, wasn't it? So it's built in the 90s, which
Yeah.
was a little, you know, I mean, it was super cool, but I was a little bit disappointed to learn that it wasn't an actual frigate from the 1500s.
Yeah, I hazard a guess it would have been worse a shape if it had been. But yeah, no, that was cool. I even had a couple of little small cannon on. That was a nice touch.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Cannon is the plural, isn't it? It's not cannons.
It's can I?
Can I? Okay, good. Glad we settled that up.
Can I get on with this podcast now?
Yeah. Oh, good segue. Yeah. Okay. You want to go? James isn't wearing a seatbelt, by the way. I think it's his shoulder bag.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
hello.
Little razor.
Little razor.
There you go. The essentials, you see.
Mate, where'd you use that? Because you've got a full beard, so like.
That's for a different podcast.
Okay, fine.
No, I use it on this bit here. You see.
On your neck.
Yeah, on my
Okay,
neck. Oh yeah, for listeners. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, what I wanted to talk about a new Gmail feature in this episode, James. It kind of feels in a way like we know what we want to say about this and our opinion on it, but I kind of want to set it up as if, you know, here's this new feature and how do we feel about it, and then you and I discuss it.
Yeah.
So, in typical kind of tech news fashion, when you look at this new feature, it says it's rolling out now to select countries. So we don't actually know. We know that some users have over the past year had the ability to test this feature. So I think up to about a year ago, users were reporting that this was available, albeit, you know, fleetingly, and then it would disappear. So they were obviously testing that feature, and they're releasing it now, or they're rolling it out now. And what this feature is you go into Gmail app or on the web, and there's now a tab where you can manage all of your subscriptions. So you go into Gmail, you open this tab in Gmail, and it shows you everything that you're subscribed to, all of the newsletters, all of the email marketing from brands, etc. And the idea is that you can one tap to unsubscribe without having to leave Gmail to the ones that you don't want to be subscribed to anymore. As a user, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Right. What we want to talk about a little bit, we'll talk about how the user experience of that, but we also want to talk about, okay, well, as email marketers, how do we feel about that? And you as listeners who are sending emails, so, have your email marketer hat on sometimes, how should you feel about it? And as everyone knows, we are the single source of truth when it comes to email marketing. So,
And all things.
and most things, including razors.
Yeah, true.
And reconstructed pirate ships. So, how do you feel about this feature, James? And we'll try and keep this kind of episode a bit kind of short and sharp because you've got a plane to catch. So, it's a good feature, right?
It is. Yeah, it's really good. I think anything that improves the email experience should be a good thing for email marketers. And this was exactly the same with GDPR when it got rolled out. It's exactly the same with the AI features that are slowly being rolled out as well that help users manage the inbox and prioritize the emails that they regularly read. And I think it's brilliant. This is also a brilliant introduction because ultimately, as email marketers, what we want is as many eyes on our emails as possible, as much engagement as possible. And those that are unsubscribing en masse through this feature, if that happens, I think it'll be a while before your average Gmail user is really taking advantage of this function. But if people are choosing to unsubscribe from your newsletter, that is not the person who you were ever going to reach and engage with in the first place. They've found their way onto your list for one reason or another. They're probably not reading your emails anyway. And them unsubscribing just saves you some time, because what do we talk about all the time, Jamie? Cleaning your list, organizing your list, getting rid of unengaged contacts, all the implications that has for deliverability, for engagement, for making sure we hit primary inboxes rather than junk or promotions. So if people are doing that for us and it's easier for them to unsubscribe from emails they don't read anyway, they're not going to click on anyway, they're not going to buy from anyway, brilliant. What are your thoughts?
Nice. Yeah, I completely agree. I think if we could make inboxes a better place, then it means that it's a better place to kind of stand out from the noise. I would like to think that a feature like this, and maybe some iterations of AI features, will eventually contribute to the abolition of promotions tab and social tab. That would be nice, because I think those things are less helpful for email marketers. Whereas if we're talking about somewhere where someone can curate their inbox with greater ease, that's a good thing. And so I think the kind of moves that we're seeing in this space are a good thing for email marketing. And actually, annoyingly, when I was researching this tool, I saw an article which obviously has this headline because it's clickbait, right? And the article goes on to refute the claim, but the article says, "Can email marketing survive Gmail's new unsubscribe and switch off features?" And I think look, the reason articles have those headlines for a reason, right? But I think ultimately it's unhelpful, because some people can read that headline and not the article and then form an opinion around that. But if people are able to curate their inbox, they're able to choose the messages that they're receiving, the people that they're hearing from. That's a good thing.
Oh, exactly. And when you're sending good emails, the complaints you're going to get from your subscribers is not, "Please stop sending me this, it's a pile of shite." It's going to be, "This is super annoying, I keep missing this because it goes into my spam, or it goes into my promotions, or it gets drowned by other emails that I'm getting." Those tend to be the complaints that you get. So, for our clients, Jamie, and in newsletters that we run as an agency as well, all we want is the chance to demonstrate that we are sending good emails. And, that's what this podcast is all about. It's called Send Better Emails for a reason. If you're sending good emails, this is a great update for you. If you're sending shit, spammy emails, this is not a good update for you, and you should be concerned.
Yeah, and maybe there's a conversation to be had with someone at some point on this podcast about what this means for people who are doing cold emailing, because that would be unsolicited mailing, because that's a different argument. The other thing that Gmail say, that they've been doing alongside this up until recently is that, Gmail blocks more than 99.9% of spam, phishing, and malware. And they've recently rolled out their new AI-based defenses, which cut scam emails by 35%. We're unsolicited emails, or emails that you're not expecting to receive are different to, okay, well, scam emails and malware and viruses, etc. But it just shows that Google and Gmail is committed to making inboxes better. And again, that's just a good thing for us.
Naturally, right? And it's like, this is like any content feed that you've ever used. So you think of your LinkedIn feed, you think of Instagram. It's all algorithmic. It's all working on the basis of serving as much relevant stuff as possible, stuff that it thinks you're going to like, because of course it wants to keep you on the platform. The same goes for Gmail. So any move that Gmail makes will be in the interest of keeping you in your inbox for longer and making the inbox a better place. A place that people want to visit more frequently during a day, a place that's going to increase their monthly active users, etc. Google has the same imperatives as every other business when it comes to keeping people engaged and on their platform and loyal to their platform as well. So yeah, I think this is going to do good newsletter senders a huge favor, just as GDPR did, just as these AI rollouts are doing. I do think there could be, Jamie, and when you look at any AI tool or function that's released, the general pattern is it gets released too early, it's a bit shit, nobody really uses it, and then in a year's time it's phenomenal. And I think we'll probably see something similar here as well. I do think there'll be teething issues, particularly with the AI-powered spam detectors. I think they could probably land email marketers that don't deserve to be caught by those in hot water. So, there may need to be some patience required on the side of email marketers. I don't think this is something that when it's rolled out, all of a sudden your list is going to drop in half and your open rates are going to drop to 5%. It's not going to be like that. This will probably be quite a gradual thing that ultimately will improve the user experience and thus improve our experience as email marketers.
Nice. Okay. I want to touch quickly, James, on what the actual impact will be on email marketers, mate. And if we look at e-commerce stores for a second, okay, so if we imagine a world where e-commerce stores, they have their typical pop up on the website, subscribe to our email marketing, get your 10% off, etc. People will do that, grab the 10%, and then maybe the journey is then that they make their purchase and then they go to the Gmail, manage subscriptions and unsubscribe straight away, right? Do you think that will become the norm, or do you think people are still really not likely to do that? Because in actuality, like the one click subscribe is already a thing that Gmail insist on having, right? So it's already quite easy for people to do that.
Yeah. This function is not for newsletters that you've just subscribed to or e-commerce emails that you've just subscribed to. So if you're one of those people getting that 10%, you're absolutely right, Jamie. The most frictionless way for you to do that is to get the code and then click unsubscribe with the button that's in every single email that you'll ever receive, at least in the UK and in Europe. So that's easy. That's the natural route for people to go down if they know already that they don't want to be subscribed to that e-commerce store. And I would say, there's probably a conversation to be had about the quality of your welcome email. If people are immediately happy to unsubscribe, we need to keep them as interested as we possibly can. Inevitably, though, it's going to happen. I think really this feature is for those people, like one of my inboxes, for example, that has like 60,000 emails in it. I basically don't use it anymore. I used to use it for entering competitions. It might be nice to clean that out one day because it's clogging up my phone memory and stuff. And so now it's going to make it easier for me to stop the deluge of daily emails that I'm getting that I've forgotten about and can't be bothered to go through one by one. So this is for legacy subscribers, I would say. It's for those subscribers who unengaged a long, long time ago. For those subscribers who, if you were to create a segment that was like, I've been sending them emails for the last 6 months and they haven't opened any of them, which, by the way, is about 30% of every single list. It's for those 30% to make it easier for them to opt out.
Nice. I shudder to think, actually, if we talk about your inbox that has 60,000 unread emails in, right? We think about how many brands are still emailing you from all of those years ago when you entered competitions and stuff.
Yeah.
They're paying an ESP to to store your data and send you emails. They are sending emails to you even though you never open them, never click them. So that's not going to be good for their deliverability.
Yeah, apologies to those brands. Apologies,
yeah.
and it is, I think a lot of what's going to happen when people use this function is they're going to see lists that they didn't even realize they were on. That they're going to see emails from companies that they didn't even realize they were subscribed to because they're not seeing them. They're in the promotions folder or in the social folder. So
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of that as well. It's almost like those apps that help you to cancel direct debits that you've kind of set up 4 years ago and forgotten about.
Yeah.
Like I say, I think this is a great thing.
Nice. Okay, cool. And I think the likely use case scenario for this is people will check in every now and then, maybe once a quarter or something. They'll be like, okay, well, I'll have a little clean out. I'll go into the managed subscriptions and just kind of have a little clear out. And what we shouldn't dismiss is also when they do that action, there's still a decision to be made, right? So they're still looking and you're getting a bit of visibility. And, if you're sending good emails and you're a brand that resonates with them, they will choose not to unsubscribe at that point. So, it's a bit of extra visibility. And if it just goes back to the point we've spoken about on this podcast before, have that good reputation for sending good emails, that good email brand that people say, oh, I like the emails from this brand because, they're funny or they're helpful or whatever it is. It's going to help you in this situation.
Totally. We need to get out of that mindset of thinking that every email that's ever been sent from a business is spam. A lot of people want to hear from brands that they like and buy from and engage with. Yeah. And obviously, the better your emails are, the more likely they are to want to hear from you. So I completely agree. And I think the person who wrote that email, that article about will email marketing survive, is probably the person that thinks that, all business email is bad email. And that's just not the case.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, perfect. So I think we can kind of wrap it up there. I don't want you to miss your train and then your plane.
Yeah, 33 minutes.
Okay, until your train.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got at least like 25 minutes left then.
Yeah, I reckon if I just sprint from here,
you'll
don't lock the office on the way out, I should be all right.
Yeah, that'd be good. Okay, so yeah, that's us talking about Gmail's new feature. If you've got questions about that, maybe Google it first. And then get in touch with us, or just get in touch with us. But it doesn't say what date that's going to be available to everyone. It's certainly not available on my Gmail app at the moment. So keep your eye out for that. But ultimately, you heard it here first. It's a good thing for email marketing. And if you're
we
not
promise,
sure,
it's really good. We promise.
And that goes to some of the things. This is very similar to some of the things we spoke about on the previous episode, James, about our AI predictions as well. And we touched on some of those predictions about how it will improve the inbox and make the inbox a better place. So if you haven't listened to that episode about AI predictions, head over there and have a listen, because it was a good ep, I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I think that does us. You happy?
I'm happy. I
Cool.
better shoot off.
Yeah.
I'll take me and my razor and get to the airport.
Yeah. Enjoy your trip.
Thank
Do
you.
some partying. And say hello to the guys for me.
Yeah. All right. Will do.
Cool. Have a good one, mate.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.